Coming up next on Showtime, Richard Gere and Kevin Anderson star as fugitives from the law after they burn their family farm rather than lose it to foreclosure. John Malkovich and Judith Ivey co-star in the moving drama Miles from Home. A Showtime exclusive next.
He delved into the darkest side of man.
Could we eliminate evil?
And found towering peaks of murderous rage.
It's Jekyll. I am but the prisoner of his lust.
Nightmare classics, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Starring Anthony Andrews, Laura Dern, and Rue McClanahan. Exclusively on Showtime.
Premiering next month.
They were relatives from two very different worlds.
We wanted just to talk about the family.
One family living in the past.
Mama says it's all hell and high water out there.
The other battling the future.
What are you trying to be tough? I do what I want, remember?
For a brief time, their lives came together and were forever changed.
Tommy had that girl in the shed, Ma. They was up to no good. We saw him.
Jill Clayburgh and Barbara Hershey in a role that won her Best Actress at last year's Cannes Film Festival. Shy People. You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax. It's exclusively on Showtime.
Monday. Showtime presents September's top 10 exclusives. The biggest stars, the best movies, series, and specials you won't see on HBO, Cinemax, or Disney. Not this month, not next month, not next year. 10 of the best reasons to watch Showtime in September. Showtime Top 10 Exclusives. The 1950s. It was a decade of hope and prosperity in America. The heartland was the pride of the country, and Russian leader Nikita Khrushchev paid a historic visit to Roswell Garst's bountiful farm in Iowa. Miles from Home begins with a fictionalized version of this same event, with the famed Russian making a stop at the farm of Frank Roberts and his sons, Frank Jr. and Terry. But a lot can change in 30 years.
Well, this is it, I guess. Mr. Ryan, who owns the granary, made us an offer on your place. And, under the circumstances, we just can't afford to pass it up. We got our shareholders to protect.
I think there are very few farmers themselves that have understood how they got where they got today. What I did not know, in line with that, is that Iowa has the highest literacy rate in the country. So these farmers are not so farmer-esque in the cliched sense we think of them. They're quite bright, quite well-read. And they're in a cycle that has been very difficult for them to see it coming and very hard for us to change policy to get them out of it.
I know we're in trouble, but it's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just the way things go sometimes.
I don't want to hear about it, Terry. It's my responsibility. I'll worry about it.
Christ, Frank, I mean...
He's a very guilty, guilt-ridden creature who has betrayed his whole lineage from his point of view.
Enraged, guilty, and facing despair, Frank finds one final way to fight back. Interestingly enough, Richard Gere made his film debut in 1977 in another story about farming, co-starring with Brooke Adams and Sam Shepard in Days of Heaven. 11 films later, Gere co-stars here with rising star Kevin Anderson. An actor known for his stage work, Anderson felt a special connection to this film.
I grew up in an area similar to in Illinois, in farm country, so I understood the people real well. I mean, that was a big thing that struck me. So I understood the people, the rhythms, and just the, environment and everything. So, and that coupled with Gary.
Gary is director Gary Sinise, co-founder of Chicago's Tony Award-winning Steppenwolf Theater Company, where Anderson got his start. Miles from Home marks Sinise's debut as a film director.
It's a big deal, a lot of Steppenwolf people are in it. It's a real kind of landmark or milestone maybe for the company.
A company that includes co-founder Terry Kinney, original member Laurie Metcalf, and appearing here in a cameo role, John Malkovich.
Up here, guys.
They've been together, the original members, like 12 years, I think it is now. So for them to kind of come together, some of them, and actually like do a movie together, it's pretty amazing.
Take a look over there, Ernie. Come on.
Miles from Home, starring Richard Gere and Kevin Anderson. This month, only on Showtime.
Hello, I'm Penn Jillette. This is my partner, Teller. We're Penn and Teller. And these people are really, really funny. You won't see them on HBO, you won't see them on Cinemax. It's the Comedy Club All Stars 3, and it's only on Showtime.
Thursday. There are many kinds of love.
But there are none that can compare to the love a mother has for her child.
Do you disapprove of what Mr. Cutter did?
Still seeing this man?
Do you disapprove of what you did?
Seem to be attacking.
You haven't done anything wrong.
These judges are very conservative.
You mean blame Leo?
What were the rules around Molly?
It was a mistake.
This court makes a condition that you give up your relationship with Mr. Cutter.
I was coached on the answers.
The point here is to get Molly back.
Diane Keaton stars in a film you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
She is my commitment.
The Good Mother, exclusively on Showtime. Premiering Saturday.
Showtime exclusive presentation, rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America. Parents may wish to consider whether children under 17 should view this picture.